Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Chrono here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be going over what my thoughts are, or I guess my predictions on the up and coming headline we've gotten, what, less than 24 hours now? But if you guys are new to the channel, as always, my name is Chrono. I'm looking for PSO2 content. Would much appreciate a subscribe so we're going to start the 10K mark, hopefully, by the end of this year. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. You guys are probably like, yo, didn't you say you were going to try to not speak super fast anymore? You guys have heard my intro enough times as it is. If you're new to the channel, it's basically a meme. We're working our way towards 10K, and I do appreciate all the kind words that you guys do throw my direction. I'm not saying you should stop or anything along those lines. They do help me move forward every single morning, and they give me a nice little boost when I need it. But trust me when I say this, and I mean this genuinely, not hitting that point has nothing to do with you guys and your support. It is 100% on me, and I do intend to keep pushing forward in any way that I possibly can. So appreciate you guys. Thank you all very much. But yeah, so as far as what I think we've got on the horizon, we do have a headline less than 24 hours away. I'm going to talk about what we know already, because there has been some stuff that I guess I want to say leaked, but it sounds like a few interviews happened, and then the NDA on those interviews are finally up so they could post them, or at least that's what it seems like. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that we know are on the horizon based on those interviews from both Dengeki and 4Gamer, as well as the description of the current headline that is live. So they do put the headline up early. I always mention like they should probably wait like till a day or so beforehand to put the headline up, just because like leaving it up early doesn't really do anything. I mean, yeah, we get to see things early about it, but like I say 24 hours ahead of time is probably the best case scenario. It does let people, of course, have them set the notify, but it also kind of just puts a time restraint on making sure you have all the correct information added into what you need to have, so on and so forth. And I always recommend liking the stream after you've watched the headline and you like what you see. And if there's something you dislike, of course, provide feedback in that sort of way. But I have stalled on long enough. Let's talk about what we know. So what do we know we're getting at the headline? So based on the description alone, it says, in this update, we'll be sharing information about the version 2 update scheduled for release in July and the latest on collabs along with some videos. Finally, we get the answers to your comments, questions, as well as a message from the development team during our operations report segment. I definitely like this segment a lot. It's actually added a lot of context recently, so super cool there. What's more, this episode will also feature early promo video of the new action system and go in depth on the roadmap for July onwards. So we know that we're going to be seeing the roadmap for basically the second half of the year, essentially. We know we're going to be seeing an early promo for the new action system, which, funny enough, we know when that action system is actually coming out, as that's been talked about in those articles. And I'll see if I can find it really quick here. New action system Mars is planned to be implemented on July 31st after the Super Fantasy Festival. So we know when that's supposed to be releasing. I believe we know when. Where's the other thing? Line strike. It's a line strike or line. I always mix it. It's a line strike or line break, guys. Let me know in the comments. I always kind of confuse those two things here. Let me see if I can find the other one. I'm just scrolling through my notes really quick here. Line strike is what it's called, looks like. And we know they're adding in stuff for creative spaces. We know line strike is going to be ship specific. You can queue for it, but it's going to take you over to Alio. Let's see really quick. Does it mention when line strike releases? I could have sworn they mention it. Like end of July is the new battle system. Maybe early July was line strike. I think that's how that was. I'm not seeing it here. But yeah, I'm not seeing it here, but I'm pretty sure that's what we read in the stuff. And again, correct me if I'm mistaken. I might be. I have been before, and I'm sure people will always correct anyway. Which I do want to mention. I do appreciate you guys mentioning in the comments when I do miss something or I do need to correct something. Most of the time, you guys are super helpful and super respectful about it. I say most of the time. Some of y'all out here pushing your glasses up and saying, streamer, actually, appreciate you. Thank you. Either way, now that we've gone over what we mostly know we have coming. Also the collaboration is what was it called? Eminence in Shadow. That's right. Edgy boy, edgy anime, the anime. Edgy boy, edgy isekai, the anime. It's actually it's so incredibly meta on how like the levels of edge. It's actually really fun to watch. I know some people were like, yo, you described it as brain rot, that's gonna make you never want to watch it. Trust me when I say it's kind of like people that enjoy trash television, and then you come across like that hidden gem of something that's like so incredibly meme worthy that like it's actually fun to watch. It's kind of one of those situations. It's actually written really well. It's just the character is so super meme worthy. It's a fun time. If you got time, give it a shot. Trust me, you won't be upset. You won't be disappointed. It's pretty good. But so we know we have those things on the horizon. What do I think we're going to be seeing moving forward? So we have had quite a few things change recently with NGS. We have seen the shift of, not releasing new zones consistently or new regions and moving into a different sort of release cycle or a release window. We know that we're going to be seeing storyline actually coming up pretty soon. So I think we're going to start to see more storyline chapters release over time. I do believe we're on the precipice of a new falls showing up as well. I know we just got one, but I feel like they're going to tease the silhouette of a new falls further down the line, because it is probably a good time frame for that to happen. We are going to see the next portion of Lucille. Now I'm not going to talk about it here because some people might still be avoiding spoilers. I mean, granted, we have the spoiler embargo listed on our channel. So apologies in case you come across anything specific or you see it in the comments. Just know that you're going in there. You know, fair warning, people are more than welcome to talk about things in the comments. So just know that you're going in there at your own risk. I do believe we're going to explore more of not just the Nameless City, but what the Nameless City is and what the Nameless City is on. So we are going to be seeing that other section of the map. But basically, you have 2 out of 3 sections in Nameless City. We're going to be seeing that 3rd section in Nameless City for sure. I believe they said we're going to get that in August, I want to say. But we're going to see the next section of the Nameless City. But I also believe we're going to be seeing more sections of where we are. They mentioned that we're, high above Alpha. I think we're going to be exploring more of where we actually are overall. And there have been small hints of that. If you pay attention to the story, you actually can see the ship on the in the background of one of the cutscenes. Not the ship itself, but you can see it on one of the monitors that they're looking at, and like the schematics and things like that. You can see it in the background. So I think we're going to be exploring a lot more of that in the near future. Like that's kind of like a explory thing or whatever, but we'll be seeing quests kind of tied more towards that and the exploration of where the Nameless City actually is. And that's where our exploration or our quests are going to be tied to specifically. We're also going to be probably interacting more with the Starless, I'd imagine, now that we finally have our big bad. He has a name drop. I think there's a good chance we see like a fight with him in the future, like as one of the more difficult fights, akin to something similar like our fall eggs from base PSO2 and so on and so forth, maybe solo sodoms and all that stuff. And this is more of like a wish than like I think it's going to happen, but I really kind of want them to release another tiered base solo quest like we had back in base. Things like, I think of all the names of these quest types. I know Fall Egg was one that was there, but when I say tiered base, I mean something more akin to like Solo Sodom or what's the other one? Like Solo Sodom and Solo Masquerade. Masquerade was like 999 floors, but Solo Sodom was 100, had some really good rewards. It had like a certain number of daily resets, so you could kind of go in, get your solo kills, build yourself up over and over and over again. I thought that was super cool, and I would like to see that come back. It got progressively harder and harder and harder and harder. So I think that'd be super awesome to see. I don't know for certain that's going to happen, but I feel like we're in a place where that could happen. As far as anything else, I think we're going to see collaborations, AC scratches. That's pretty standard. It's pretty normal. People that are still complaining about them kind of feel weird. I don't know why you would even think that a free-to-play game isn't going to push its premium content. It's a waifu dress-up simulator, and we play it like one all the time. So if it's an issue for you, I'm not gonna tell you to play another game, but like expect it. Realistically speaking, expect it. Just like you would expect your monthly sub, I would expect there to be AC scratches no matter what. Those 2 teams are working independently. So and even if they're not, maybe that person is working independently. It's going to continue to move forward even if everything else is on fire. Trust me, that's always going to be the case. As far as combat content goes, they've done pretty good outside of the most recent falls tier, rank 2 version of Solus. Its rewards really weren't that exciting, that great, but at the same time, I didn't really like, I couldn't foresee a way that they would have been that good. Anything new would have been too early, and anything too overdone would just kind of crush the market on certain things. However, I would have liked to see something more interesting than just a camo, realistically. So like that's a bit of an L as far as the drops go, but they've been doing pretty good overall about other drops. Over like I mean, there are some pretty decent things in there, but it's more like just getting access to a lot of more stuff that we already have to make them a bit easier, as opposed to something new and exciting. So I do expect to see some more new exciting things. We'll probably get a good frame on when we'll be seeing the expansion for classes like Force. I believe they announced what Force. They asked Tector or Tector. I don't remember if they announced Tector or not, but I know they announced Force and some other classes. So we probably are going to be seeing when those are going to be on the horizon. And if there are any more that they announce or that they haven't announced, they might announce it during the roadmap moving forward. I think they're going to try to push more of their structure overall as far as what we're going to be seeing when it comes to content in NGS. So I know that's not a whole lot to say, but it's like they've been slowly shifting the way that they're doing content. I think they kind of have a good feel of where they want to be when they're doing content. They have an idea of where they want to go. I think they're going to give us more, what's the word I'm looking for here? More substance in that, like in that vein, right? Like they basically laid out the foundation for it and they've laid out the framework for it. And now they're going to kind of fill it in with the stuff that they're kind of planning. So these next steps are going to be really, really important as far as our content goes. I want to offer a lot of feedback for these sort of things, which we are getting in the middle of doing. We talked about it in yesterday's video. We've already gotten the process of providing feedback. You know, I've seen you guys in the official NGS Discord. Great place to be. Fantastic stuff to do. So I definitely recommend continuing to do that. Continue to push forward for what it is that you think should be going on overall. Outside of that, I guess I can talk about like what I want to happen. I want there to be auxiliaries back in the game. There's a lot of things I want, but it's just more about like, you know, what I feel like we're going to be seeing overall. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I think we're just going to be seeing more substance for to fill out the framework of what they're going for. I know some people like, yo, I want to go into space. I feel like we're going into space. I feel like that's the thing that's going to happen with new quest types. It may not be consistent. We might not be running away from alpha, but I think we're on that track. And there's a lot of potential with the framework that they've built. And a lot of people who've played the game or who've even played the story for a very long time, they're starting to see it. And they're like, oh, okay, hold on. I see where we're going with this. So I'm excited to see where that's going to go or where that's going to take us. Don't want to make this too long. I think that's about it. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. What are you guys thinking is going to be announced? What are your major hopes and plans? And like, I'm not gonna tell you guys no to be boring, but like more content is probably the most nothing answer. We all want more content, man. Everyone wants more content, especially me being a content creator for the game itself. I want to be able to play this game all the freaking time with nothing else to do. Of course, we want more content, but like, let's be more interesting with it. Are we getting new battles? Are we getting new quest types? Are we adding, I mean, are we going full on Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments with with our new TCG, you know, so on and so forth? What do you guys think? Anyway, I'm just messing with y'all, you know. I'm just curious to see what everyone has to say. I'm still super bad at outros. Oh, I did not forget. Hold on a sec. I wanted to give a very special shout out to our very first channel member. I know it's crazy to think that I've been doing this long. We enabled channel memberships. I didn't really push it because I don't want to, like, for anyone who didn't see the community post, I don't want to paywall my content. I know that like offering extra bonuses is cool and people look at extra bonuses, but I look at it as like something you have to pay to get extra. So like it's a very awkward place for me, but I do want to give a super special shout out to Dr. Thunder for being our very first channel member. Awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And anyone else, I know some of you guys out there have mentioned, you know, hey, you know, when I get things right, I'll more than happy to jump in and support. Do not feel like you have to. I appreciate every single individual person who watches these videos, who supported me over the long period of time that I've made content. You guys are awesome. You're fantastic. You do not need to shell out money to show that appreciation. Toss a comment in the video, toss a like on the videos. Even if it's not something that, you know, is your cup of tea, that's something that you're watching, even if you toss it up and watch it in the background, or even like I do for a lot of my friends, just mute the tab and run the videos themselves. All of that stuff helps me out a ton, and it doesn't cost you a single cent to do so. So never feel like you absolutely have to. And again, shout out to Dr. Thunder and any future channel shoutouts that we do hopefully will be you know, I don't know, man, maybe I'll have his name on screen or whatever. Maybe I'll have names on screen. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet. Anyway, I'm still bad at outros. Take care, my friends. Peace out.